Hello, my name is Kyle Vines, and it is the 6th of March at exactly 10 p.m. So I'm going to talk about the day that I spent with the kids, giving my wife space to work on her business. Also about a post that I put out about AI and engineering design and some of the responses. And then also how I used AI to prepare for a second round job interview that I have coming up for a very technical and high level position. And then the best part of the day, I'll cover how I exhausted my kids before bedtime. So let's jump right into it. My wife had asked if I hate that she even had to ask, but she asked for a day where she could just get away and get her website up and do several other things. HighlandsRanchKids.com is up and live now. But she went out to a local coffee shop, and then I got to spend the day with the boys, which was awesome. Always enjoy that time, and whenever I block it out like that, I get to lean in and really be present for the experience, and that was really neat today. Didn't get as much done on this stuff, but that's all right. I'm willing, pardon, more than willing. I am blessed to be able to have that time with the kiddos, and also to give that time to my wife to have her space to pursue her success. I think both those things are extremely important. The second thing regarding AI and engineering design, I posted a short video about that and got some pretty cool response from a former coworker, actually. Um, awesome guy, Jake. But we landed on the same thing, which is that, yeah, I think what I had laid out is more than possible. He also thinks so, but uh, he also said that it was fun and terrifying to think about. Uh, and my comment back was that I've always enjoyed the fun and terrifying things, anyways. That's life of an entrepreneur, but also having three kids, being a rock climber, slacklining, cycling through Europe for 8 months. What else? Moving out to Colorado, not knowing anybody. Living in an RV for a couple years while we bootstrapped our first startup. There's a lot of fun and terrifying things, including this new startup, Cedar Vale, or going into this job interview at a higher level for a different company versus being at a high level at a company that I've owned. So, really interesting. Um, the other thing that I worked on this evening after my wife got back and dinner and everything is I started to prepare for a second round interview for this position of utility program manager. It's for an electrical utility, and I come from a background of mechanical and civil. So I've worked, if you go all the way back, I worked in specialty gas systems and also the automation of those gas systems. So there was definitely electrical for the alarm systems and running the PLC and all of that. But then after that, I studied mechanical and went straight into mechanical design before getting an opportunity to pursue civil. And then after getting into civil, that's how I found my way into geotechnical. So this is just a different engineering discipline. So I wanted to see where my experience overlapped and where I could be of value to this firm. Um, One of the other interesting interactions that I got today was with a friend and a local artist, John, who his response earlier was, should I invest in AI? He's got a crypto portfolio. And I told him I'm not an investor. I'm actually looking for investors. And my crypto portfolio is pretty rough. But I use AI a lot, and I use it in a way that's kind of flipped to how I used to research things. So, what I do is if I already have the understanding of a topic, I'll do my research straight into GPT-4. uh, ask my questions, be very specific about what I'm looking for, provide a lot of context so that the framework that it's working within aligns with what I'm trying to get at the end, understanding that there's probably a half dozen to a dozen prompts before I get to that end. Um, so what I'll do if I don't know about a topic is I'll do research through traditional methods, Google search, YouTube, all the internet based stuff besides like pulling out academic journals and books, and I'll do stuff like that as well. But for the initial test, I'll um, do my search through different platforms to get an understanding of what I need to research further, and then understanding those key components, I'll do my research through an artificial intelligence or a large language model. Um, so that's what I did with preparing for this next job interview was say, okay, um, how do I most efficiently do this, or what does this process look like, and really honed it down even specifically to after building up the threads so that it had that framework of understanding, then plugged in what the requirements were for the job. So, how would I most efficiently be able to successfully do X, Y, or Z asked in individual questions? Then, after that, getting a good understanding of all of the steps required, I plugged in all of my past experience and said, okay, where do I have one-to-one experience in accomplishing these goals? And that was a really neat process. I also, throughout the process, said, okay, is this an internal task or does it have a dependency where something external would have to take place? So I got a broad understanding very, very quickly that I can then do additional research to vet the information that was provided by the artificial intelligence. So that's how I do the research, and that's what I did in preparing for this job. And by the end of it, I was able to develop a vision statement for success in the role for 1 year. So breaking it down quarterly and what I could achieve, and that's again a baseline and framework that I can then build off of. But all of that research has been done and done really really quickly. So that was really really neat. Then I just went over what I did today, watched the kids, gave Kim her space to be successful. Um, Posted about AI and engineering and got responses regarding AI and engineering, or from two different sides of the question there. And both of those were really interesting. And then used the tools that are available to all of us to prepare for a second round interview, but the same research methodology could be applied to any pursuit, really. And then the best part of the day was having fun with the kids at the very, very end of the day. So they were rambunctious and loud, and I was wondering, man, why is everybody else having fun and I am not? What's going on here? And the switch flipped in my mind. It's like, okay, I need to just join in, or not complain about the noise level. All right, how can I join in? My son was running around the couch, so I started running around the couch too. My daughter saw the two of us having fun. I cleared some path, and our couch isn't connected to anything, so it's just in the middle of our living room, and we could just run around it over and over and over again. Our other two chairs are across the way, and I moved the coffee table. So we just did laps for 40 minutes, turned it into multiple games. My daughter got tired a lot faster than my son. I had to prove to myself that I can still outlast the energy level of these kids, and then just completely wiped them out before bedtime. So they're happily asleep upstairs, and that was a day. So thanks, like, subscribe if you made it this far. Thank you very much for doing so, and I will keep you updated. All right, bye.